Olivia, and welcome back to Live in Literature. I'm so happy that you guys have been enjoying the videos so far, and I can't wait to keep making more. Thank you so much for all of the likes and comments that I've received on these videos, and if you do want a specific type of video, please feel free to comment down below what you would like to see next in my next couple of videos coming up, and I'll be happy to make it for you. So I think we should just get into it today because I have kind of a funny video. I have kind of a fun thing planned for this video. I decided that I would talk about things about books or in books that drive me insane.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
This is like things that like get on my nerves, that I'm just like, it's like the weird little things.
I won't let these little things slip.
Like about being a book person that like drive you crazy, like up a wall and you just start like all the time about these it's just the tiny little things that just piss you off and you're like, why did they do that? They didn't need to do that.
Why are you the way that you are?
And it's just things that exist, whether that be about the book, what's in the book, what the book looks like. And so I figured it'd be kind of funny to make a video about the things that kind of drive me crazy about books a little bit. That's what we're going to be talking about today. That's what we're going to be talking about today, so stay tuned. Stay tuned for scenes from our next episode.
Stay tuned for scenes from our next episode.
That's what we're going to be talking about today, so let's get started. The first thing that drives me crazy about books that I do not like is bookmarks. I know that all of you out there who are big book readers and just heard me say that are like all crying inside, like your souls are like slowly depleting, and I just crushed every book reader's soul out there. And I do apologize. I don't like bookmarks. There, I said it. I don't think they really serve a purpose. If I ever use a bookmark, it usually just ends up being like a crumpled up like dollar bill that I just have on like my bedside table if I end up using it. But really, if I'm being honest, if it's a hardback book, I just prefer to put like the cover on the inside of like where my placeholder is. I've always preferred that. This is just always how I've done it.
But,
and this is gonna make some people out there cringe. This is gonna make some people feel
really gross inside.
With my paperback books, I do dog ear my paperback books. I do. I'm sorry to all the people I just like offended out there in the book nation of like dog earing book pages that most people find abhorrent. I'm sorry. It's for convenience sake. I just don't like bookmarks, and I would prefer just to like tab the corner over on one of my books.
You monster!
And at least for me, I just prefer it because then like when I go back to those books, sometimes I like still see where I like cornered the page and I'm like, ooh yeah, like I stopped at a good part. Like that's so cool that I did that the first time I read that. Or like, oh man, like I remember this part. Like I still like have the corner page where I like pinned down to the corner. So unpopular opinion, I dog ear my book pages and I don't like bookmarks. Sorry everyone if I offended you. The things that I don't like about certain books, I hate love triangles. Shocking, I know, because you're like, Olivia.
Yeah, you're like the queen of romance. Like,
oh, I know this.
you live for a good love triangle.
No.
I freaking hate love triangles. I hate them. I think they're the most overused and completely overdone trope of all time. I cannot stand them. I'm sorry. I just like, they make me so angry because every time it's like, I hate both of the dudes. Usually when it's a girl and two guys, like I usually just end up hating both of them. I'm just kind of like, this would never happen in real life. Two guys wouldn't be like totally like in completely obviously pining over one woman. It's like a Jacob Edwards situation or like a Peta and Gail situation, which by the way, I do think that situation was handled a little bit more classily than the Jacob Edwards situation.
Let's face it, I am hotter than you.
But I digress. Listen. As a woman, at least for me, when you like somebody, you like somebody. And it's not like always choosing between like, oh man, who do I like better?
Maybe Gail, maybe Peter. I have to choose right now.
It's just kind of like, you know who you like better. You're just in denial.
Like, stop being stupid. Like, you know
Who you like better. Anyways. Whoa, I got a little heated about that one. Sorry. So if I offended anyone who really likes the love triangle trope of books, I do apologize. I did just get a little bit heated. Did not mean to come for all of you love triangle fans out there, but I don't like them. Sorry. Another thing in books that I literally cannot stand is when people are lying for literally no reason.
You liar!
Like when characters are lying just for like to further the plot. Like I hate it when authors do that. Like, okay, I'll be honest, there are a million trillion talented authors out there. And I understand the use of like, oh, I have to keep this secret from them or I have to lie to them because we have to further the plot. Like I understand why you do it.
But it annoys me to no end.
Like, can you not think of any more creative way to be able to like further the plot without having two people like obviously like keeping things from each other? Like I just think it's frustrating. I'm like, if they just talked, this would never have happened.
Brilliant!
But then you go out there and you're thinking, well, like obviously, like if they never talk, then there's like, if they talk, then the plot doesn't happen. And so like, I just think it's a weak trope to use, like the we're both lying to each other to protect each other, but then it's eventually going to come out and it's going to blow up on our faces and we're going to fight about it, but then make up. It just feels like a weak trope to me, if I'm being honest. I don't like it. I think that there are more clever ways to get around that. I do like points where like there's deception used, but it's in a creative way, and it's in a way that's like smart. Because I feel like when people are just blatantly lying to each other and they don't get to like tell the other person like what happened or like an event that occurred, then it just creates unnecessary conflict that like could have been created in a different way. To each his own. I just think that like the lying for no reason trope in a book is stupid, and I just think that it just needs to be done with. Sorry everyone, I've just been getting so heated about these tropes. It drives me crazy. Another thing, this is just like a weird thing, but like, I don't love paperback books.
Where do you get off?
There, I said it. Like, some people like swear by them, and don't get me wrong, as you can see, I have many paperback books. You're like, Olivia, like, there are paperback books all over your shelf. Yes, I know. I buy paperback books because number one, they're cheaper, but number two, just because it's convenient. Sometimes books aren't sold in the hardback. But I'm sorry, hardback books are superior. Period. There, she said it, period. Hardback books are always superior. Why would you buy a paperback book when you can have a hardback book? And then once again, like throwing back to literally what I just said 2 seconds ago.
I buy paperback books because number one, they're cheaper, but number two, just because it's convenient. Sometimes books aren't sold in the hardback.
I'll be honest, I just prefer hardback books. I think they're more fun to read. I like that you can take like the cover and like slide it in and use that as your bookmark. I think they're more sturdy. They feel like I like having like the physical copy of the book like in my hand. And I feel like I can only do that with a hardback book. So all you paperback lovers out there, I do apologize, did not mean to offend. I read paperback books, and I've loved many paperback books, but my preferred choice is the hardback. It's superior.
Period.
Speaking of hardback books, this is something that just drives me crazy. It just grinds my gears, as some people would say.
What was that?
Something I literally cannot stand is when I buy one copy of a book in a paperback and then I buy one copy of a book in a hardback. And you're like,
Olivia, if it drives you crazy, why are you doing it? And I'm like,
Okay. In this case with these two, okay, it was for convenience sake.
they did sell this one in the paperback to match the paperback that I had already bought, so I had to buy in the hardback so that I could have it, and now I'm stuck with this.
this monstrosity, look, they're two different sizes. Like there's the little one and then there's a bit like,
What about us? That thing is a killing machine!
like how fetching annoying is that? It's so annoying. Like for instance, my Throne of Glass series that I have of the Sarah J Maas that's at home, I have like 5 of them. Like, no, I have 4 of them, 4 out of the 7 in hardback, and 3 of them are in paper. And that was a point in my life where I like didn't care. I was just kind of like, yes, as fast as possible, let me get the book. I don't care what it looks like. Now I care. I care so much. I'm like, I really care, and I'm so upset that those 3 that I have are not in the hardback. It's so upsetting. It makes me like viscerally angry when I think about it.
I just feel so angry all the time.
And another thing I can't stand also is when I buy a really good series all in paperback. That's the same thing. When I was younger, I bought the ACOTAR series in all in paperback. And like I bought the first one in paperback, and so then once I read it and I was like, oh my gosh, it's incredible. I had to buy the rest of them, but I want them all to match. I bought the rest of them in paperback, and I was so upset because it is literally one of my favorite book series, and I refuse to buy the new hardcovers. You know what I'm talking about. If you're a Sarah J. Maas lover and you've seen the new covers of ACOTAR, I refuse to buy the new ones. Unpopular opinion, once again. Sorry, I'm coming on a little strong in this video, but I just like, these things just like drive me crazy to no end. I'm sorry. For those of you who love Sarah J. Maas as much as I do and have seen the new book covers that she created for her ACOTAR books, I think they are
So ugly.
And who do you think you are?
I'm sorry. I think they are so ugly. Because we went from books looking like this to looking like this. Like, are you kidding me? Like, these were beautiful book covers. I was obsessed with the original book cover. And I'm so upset that she changed her book cover art. I just don't think it's nearly as strong. I feel like it doesn't tell you anything about the book, whereas I feel like the other ones totally did. And I just don't think it's as pretty.
Yeah, hi. Hey, Olivia here. I'm editing the video and just watching this back, and I'm going on very strong, so I would just like to remind myself that these, and you all, that these are just opinions and that my opinion doesn't matter and that this is just what I think. If you like the new covers, great.
And
If you
maybe
don't,
that's shallow
great.
and superficial.
These are just my opinions,
And, like,
and no one has to
material or
agree with
whatever.
me. Okay, thank you very much, and bye.
I'm sorry. I just don't think they're as cute.
I hope that you keep enjoying
So
the
I
video.
refuse to
Okay,
buy
bye.
the new Sarah J. Maas books in a hardback with the new covers because I hate them and I want them all in hardback, but I already bought them all in paperback and I love the series so much I want it in hardback.
She's crazy and she needs to go down.
And you're all probably thinking, wow, Olivia, you're like really crazy. Like it's a book. It's in paperback or hardback. Like it's not that big a deal. Well, it is to me.
One person couldn't feel all that. It'd explode.
Just because you've got the emotional range of a teaspoon.
I'm sorry I'm acting like a crazy person, but like these are the things. See? Another thing that drives me crazy, speaking of art covers and other book authors' art, I hate it when an author changes the cover art of their book series halfway through a series. So here is Sabaa Tahir's Sky Beyond the Storm, which is the 4th book in her Ember in the Ashes. There's 4 books in the series. I don't know what to call 4 books for a saga, I guess. Yeah. So it's an Ember in the Ashes novel. I have the first 2 books in the series in the original covers, and this is what they look like. Here's a picture to show you what they look like. This is what they originally looked like. And now I have this. And my last 2 books both look like this one. And it's so upsetting. I'm sorry. It's just upsetting. I'm just like, I bought all 3 of my books in hardback. They're beautiful. The first 2 I absolutely love. And don't get me wrong, I don't mind this cover art. I actually think it's kind of pretty. But why did you have to change it halfway through the series? Couldn't you have just like continued it out until the end and then change the cover art? Ugh.
Ugh, as if.
So then like my books don't match and it's just like very upsetting. Sorry.
She needs to sort out her priorities.
Okay, another book trope that I can't stand is not the chosen one book trope. You know, it's like, I am the chosen one.
Hey, she's only interested in you because she thinks you're the chosen one.
But I am the chosen one.
Like that book trope? No, I mean like when it's like, I'm the chosen one, but at the very end when it comes to like the climax of the battle and like all the team's all built up and the chosen one's like,
I had to do it on my own because I'm the chosen one.
I am the chosen one.
I'm like, shut up, no you don't. Like, literally, no, like just shut up. Like, which is like,
Olivia, like you've never written a book in your life. Like you can't tell an author what to do. And
like, I know. But I'm just being realistic here. Like, if I was the chosen one in a group of friends, I would want to be like, yeah, guys, like, I'm totally going to need your help because there's no fetching way I can do this by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do it all on your own. But it's only when they are, like, they tell the group or they, like, run away and they're like,
I run away into the night because I, like, can't do it. Like, I have to run away because I can't endanger my friends as I have to do it by myself.
And the Oscar goes to...
Like, no, that's freaking stupid. I'm sorry, it is. Like, when you're in a team and you're in a dire
Olivia
situation
Price
where,
for her
everyone is
stellar.
dying, you gotta, like, save the world, but you have as many people in your corner as possible. I'm just saying, I think that
Whatever, like, I have to do it on my own kind of.
like trope or whatever needs to die. It does. It just needs to die. There, I said it.
It needs to die.
I just think the trope is overdone, and that when it is done well, I absolutely love it. I love that trope. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love it. I just don't like it when they're like, you can't come because I need to do it on my own. It's just annoying. And so I think that part of the trope is annoying, but most of the time authors do it super well. So thank you for doing that, guys. Well, thank you guys so much for coming to my rant video / TED Talk. I'm so sorry if I offended anybody in the comments or offended anybody watching this. I don't mean any harm. This was all just like harmless, weird little quirky things that I think are kind of weird about books and things that sometimes like grind my gears. So don't take offense to any of this. This is just, I thought, a fun video that you guys would enjoy to see and see things that kind of bug me about books sometimes. But thank you guys so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up down below and subscribe. Click the big red subscribe button down below. Hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
Yeah.
Yahtzee.